Now, Prince William has been making headlines this week with a recent visit to a skills centre in Lincolnshire, where it was clear he was as popular there with the kids as he was with the adults. Showing the same ease with children as his late mother Diana, he greeted them with open arms. One little boy even threw his arms around the prince. Aww. Lovely pictures. Yeah. I know, he's going to make a lovely daddy, isn't he? Yeah. But are we as comfortable around other people's children as we are with, say, our own?
I mean, I love children. I love other people's children. I love them if they're, I suppose because my kids are really sort of quite open. I love little kids who do that reaching out for you when you don't know them very much. It's other kids when you go, oh, come on, they go, then I nip them. You know? I don't actually, well, I have nipped children, other people's children. If they are the sort of horrible brat children whose parents just go, oh, just put that china vase down, oh, kids, then I'll nip the child.
Yeah.
Dan,
I don't know what I would do if you nipped my child.
You wouldn't know.
Well, keep him under control. You wouldn't know because then if I did nip Ben, which I wouldn't nip Ben, but if I did nip the child and they go, ow, I go, what? Like that.
The thing is with
But I do love children, and I love it if they're open.
I love children, but the thing is, what I get cross about is, you know, when you go to the play areas, and I take my grandson to the play areas, and there's one area that says 2 to 4-year-old, right? And then a 5-year-old gets in, and I say to them, how old are you? And it goes, 4, 5.
Sherry?
Can you not read that notice? What does that notice say? You can't come in here.
But they can't. They haven't even learned to read at school
yet. That's not the point. There are 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds in there. They're 4 to 5.
What's the matter with you, woman?
Hold on a minute. 2 and 3-year-olds and you in there. You get in them.
And I get so cross because they're on the little cars and they're on the rocking things like that, and they're for 2-year-olds, not for 4-and-a-half-year-olds.
Babies, they're not teenagers vandalising the place.
No, but you have
You
rules.
can maybe have a word with the mum and say, but you shouldn't go to the little 5-year-old. How old are you?
Can you read that notice?
Just nip him.
Says the woman that nips them.
Exactly. I've only nipped them in the past if they're really, really horrible, if the parents are horrible.
You turn out the child catchers.
No, I love children. I love children.
Yeah, sounds like it.
No, my friends
must ask you two to babysit sometime when hell freezes over.
I love them as long as they're disciplined and they behave themselves.
You know, I mean, nipping children, you know, is a bit strong. The best thing to do is just as they run by, pretend you're bending down to tie your shoelaces.
I trip them up.
That's different. No, that's different because that can be an accident. Sometimes if you see them running and you time it right with the shopping trolley.
No!
And then you go, oh, sorry, I didn't see you.
Oh, come on.
Sorry. No. Different than nipping bruises.
All of your behaviour is wrong, by the way, because they're children and you're grown-ups.
Listen, when they're in a pub, right, they should... Now, isn't that annoying? They should be disciplined. No. When they go to a pub, they go to sit to eat, not running around, screaming, shouting. You can't have that in a pub. They have to be disciplined. You can't tell me you let him run around screaming and shouting.
Not screaming, but I let him run around and let him be a child. Do you know what? When I
going up to other people and saying hello.
We socialise 3 or 4 times a week in pubs and restaurants with our child during the day. Yes. And I think when you're coming for lunch and people have got their children with them, that's utterly reasonable. He's not there on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock. Of course not. You know, the time and a place for...
He's out clubbing by then.
Yeah, exactly. He's drunk. But, you know, there's a time and a place. And I let him run around and, he's not screaming the place down. It's my job as his parent to make sure that his behaviour is fitting to the environment he's in.
That's what I'm saying.
Fitting to a child of his age. I don't think... to see a child stifled and kind of sat there scared because they don't want to upset the grown-ups, forget it.
No, we're not saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, you see a lot of children running and screaming, don't you? And it's dangerous for the waiters, for the glass on the table, everything.
You've got to be a bit conscious of health and safety.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You've got to keep them in check, but still let them be a 2-year-old.
Don't you find that, you know, sometimes if... I'm just coming up against this now, where recently a little girl wasn't terribly nice to Ben. I say little, she was like 4 or 5 years older than him. And I thought, I don't like this child. I didn't like her reaction, and I thought, I didn't like myself for not liking a child. How horrible is that as an adult to have those feelings towards...
You get used to it.
I did. I did feel really bad, though, Cole, but there was a part of me that just thought, you'll grow up with no friends. Yeah. And it brings out a really nasty child.
There, see,
I can see why you're like that now.
But that's worse. You wait till it's your own child you're thinking that about.
well, do you fancy going